College Success Arizona presents Scholar Interviews. The following interview features Jonathan Yamasaki.
I was born in May 20, 1994, and I was raised in South Phoenix.
What are your memories of growing up in South Phoenix?
My memories of growing up in South Phoenix were bittersweet and a little rough. I grew up in a neighborhood where gang violence was present. There was a lot of issues with prostitution as well. I lived close to Van Buren. Living there, also going to school, I didn't do so well, and I would always, get bullied at school, and then come back home if I was beat up. And things at home weren't the best either, since the home was rid of any love or compassion for me as a 8-year-old, because my dad would always beat me if there was issues in the house, if things went missing, when he was divorced with my mother at the age of, I think I was like 8 or 7, he would find new girlfriends and he would blame me for their reason of leaving. And at the time, this was me and my older sister living together, and things were just rough. Early childhood, things weren't the best.
Do you have a relationship with your father today?
Yeah, we actually have a great relationship now. I forgave him for what he's done. I talk to him a lot now, like maybe once every 2 weeks. We talk on the phone.
So growing up in South Phoenix, you talked about gang violence, prostitution, and I'm assuming there's some kind of drug activity going on. What are the temptations or the pressures for a young guy growing up surrounded by those kind of things?
Well, always being picked on for not trying new things, I guess. Not only in South Phoenix, but also lived border between Glendale and Phoenix, where even there was kind of bad. And I would have friends who would pressure me to, hey, just try this, and say profanity to me if I didn't, or, make fun of me because I was too scared to try drugs or, do anything bad.
And where did it come from, your resistance or reluctance to get involved with the gangs or drugs or guns? Where did that come from? Was it from your dad or a family influence, or was it just part of who you were?
Maybe being scared is part of who I was. I just didn't want to get in trouble. I mean, I did end up joining I guess it was kind of like a gang. I got jumped in 8th grade, and we split up a year later when I entered high school. That's where I used to vandalize property or tag on the streets. So I really didn't. I guess I did. I was consumed by it a little bit. And then my first year of high school, I shoplifted. So I did get involved into it, just not really using drugs or causing violence against others.
At what point did you go through a transition and start to think that you maybe wanted to go to college and turn things around?
This was actually the help of one counselor. I cannot remember her name, but my freshman year, I remember the end of my freshman year, she forced me to sign up for a summer program at AASCU with the Hispanic College Fund, and I wasn't really excited for it. I didn't want to do the essay, but she helped me out. And then through this program, I got in, and I was able to meet a bunch of students just like myself who weren't sure what they were going to do with their life. And basically this program helped students become college-bound, and these were all like average 2.5 to 3.0 GPAs, not the greatest students, but that's where it really influenced me and showed me that, college is a way out. And that's when I first heard of the word college. I didn't know college existed, even the word, until sophomore year of high school. And I really met a lot of great speakers there, a lot of great mentors who I continue to talk to now, and who've all graduated from Ivy League schools. And one mentor who I continue to talk to, who's an empowerment comedian from LA. And that's really when it shaped up. In mind, the biggest influence was Troy Wilde, who's the director of that program, and Ernie G., who was the empowerment comedian, who really influenced me to change my ways and not really be surrounded by negative people, to stay away from that.
Did your life transition from one of no hope to a life of hope?
Yeah, because I really didn't know what was going for me. I mean, granted, I was young and I really didn't care, honestly, but it wasn't until they shed light into my life and they told me of all these opportunities, being able to get scholarships. And also, that was the first time I even got a scholarship, too, my sophomore year of high school, because I played the piano over there.
Where did you graduate high school?
Alhambra High School.
How old are you today? Where are you attending college, and what is your course of study?
I am 21 years old now. I am currently attending Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I am studying business administration.
When do you anticipate graduating?
May 2017.
What do you hope to do as a career?
As a career, well, my ultimate goal, there's two big things. Ultimate goal would be to create my own nonprofit to help underprivileged youth, high school students, become college-bound, be motivated to go to college. And then also, I want to create some sort of career work for secondary education, so possibly work with the U.S. Department of Education. Honestly, I would like to be a cabinet member of the president for education for Latinos, or maybe even the whole thing, but possibly just Latinos first, and help nationwide and help make college accessible, affordable, and achievable for all students.
So no matter what you do, whether it's being the education secretary in the United States of America or opening a nonprofit, it revolves and is centered around making sure that all kids have the opportunity to go to college.
Yes, exactly.
Why are you so motivated in that direction?
In high school, I worked so hard just to try to get scholarships, and I saw how hard it was to even, get a recommender. If you're going on the track, if you go from like a average student to, in not a great school like mine was rated like a D in the Maricopa County. But if you went to a school like mine, and you're an okay student and you're trying to get a recommender, it's kind of hard because you don't even know who to ask or how to ask. And I was fortunate enough to get all the school paid for by all three universities, but that's because I worked so hard and tirelessly of working on just my essays and having a lot of people look over them. And I don't want anyone to go through the same thing of, having to search for all these scholarships and feeling alone, like no one else is there to help them out.
Have the success advisors, has that been a critical element, the mentorship helping you through your college experience?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think for the NAU students, we've actually had 4 success advisors since 2012 because I got Angie, I had Robert, I had this, and I forgot the other 2 names, but through all of them, bringing different elements, they've all influenced me to continue my education, and they all really helped me to kind of plan out and put my ducks in a row on what I want to do as far as like if I'm going to look for a summer program, some sort of internship, and also to calm me down if I'm stressing out about a class that I'm not so sure about. Not just there to, counsel me academically, but also personally. So they're good people to talk to if I ever just need someone to vent.
Has the scholarship from College Success Arizona helped you to avoid or limit student debt?
Oh, most definitely. They're my biggest scholarship contributors to my college success, and they've really helped limit student debt for me.
What advice do you have for younger people still in grade school considering college?
My best advice is to do not think that college is going to be as easy as high school. You actually have to study. You can't really just sit there. Like in high school, I'm going to be honest, I never studied. I really didn't study for any of my classes, maybe except math. But you really have to study for your classes and take the time out of the day, because you'll realize that once the test comes, the exam, you're not going to be prepared to take it. So it's a big shift. I don't think high schools prepare you to study like how colleges require you to.
So, Jonathan, you say you want to be the Secretary of Education or possibly be in some kind of cabinet post within the Education Department of the United States. Can you tell us what you're doing now to try and accomplish that goal?
That's a good question. So right now I'm working on a national and a local level for this organization called AASCU, and it stands for American Association of State Colleges and Universities. And what they do is they work nationwide with 44 universities to implement and change literally the first year of college. They're creating this initiative called First Year Initiatives, where they're changing curriculum, working with faculty and staff, students, and institutional intentionality to help first-generation low-income students of color, help them be able to graduate and attend college, mostly graduate because they're working with just freshmen. I'm a part of this local team in my school. I'm on the committee of AASCU for here in my school at NAU. We got chosen to be a part of that, and we went to a conference in Austin, Texas. So I'm helping make college more accessible for all these students, and not necessarily easy, but taking off things that would hinder their success and make it more appealing to them. And also on the national level, I'm working with the director of the whole organization, and I'm working with all other colleges and university students. So I'm a part of that for next year's conference in Baltimore. I'm going to be hosting not the conference, but specific events to discuss about the issues going on campus for students and what we as students can do to better achieve our needs. So that's what I've been working on. Not only that, but also in pursuit of an MPA, a Master's in Public Administration degree. And I am going to a summer program at University of Michigan to study master-level courses that will prepare me for master classes in any grad school of my choosing, and also to prepare me to take the GRE test and the GMAT, which I will be preparing for. So that's what I've been doing to really prepare me for that sort of path.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the interview and for working so hard to make a difference in our community.